Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me. So I'm here and I'm going over Diablo 2. So the new Diablo 2 Resurrected, it's been announced. We're all excited. We've all been speculating about it, and it's great to know that we're actually supposed to be having it this year in 2021, which is fantastic. We need a little pick me up given everything that's been going on. So, just in case that you guys have missed it, I'm going to go through a couple of facts here, things that you may have missed or just did not hear about yet from Diablo 2 Resurrected. Here you go. So, before we begin, if you guys like this content, throw me a like, please subscribe as well. It helps me out a lot, and I appreciate you guys watching. So we're going to start off by some things that are going to be a little bit more obvious. So the one thing is they're keeping a lot of the things the same. And by that, what I mean is they're not really changing any huge or significant part of the gameplay. So one of the biggest fears that everybody had when it comes to Diablo 2 Resurrected is they're trying to make it more modern, doing a whole refresh and really change the gameplay. Well, in this case, this is not what they're doing, right? They're leaving everything the same. So obviously they're freshening it up a little bit. The graphics are a lot better. And it also brings me to another point that if you have any old saved files from Diablo 2, the original game, you can actually play it on the new Diablo Resurrected. So the D2R that's coming out, because it's so much like the original, you can actually play your old save games, which is absolutely fantastic. Personally, I don't think I have any of my old games. I really have to look at my old system to double check. But if I still do that, how fantastic would that be playing my old Necromancer on the Diablo 2 Resurrected? I find that absolutely crazy. I mean, that's amazing. From a Diablo fan, knowing that I can play my old save games on a more modern, up to date game, this is fantastic. Also, looking at the Diablo 2 Resurrected site, you can clearly see that everything is staying the same. The skills, the spells, everything's identical. The mobs are exactly the same, right? We're talking about the exact same same bosses, same enemies. All they're doing right now is really bringing it more into 2021. Another point I wanted to bring up here is the visuals. They look phenomenal. So, looking back at Tristram, watching the town burn with that realistic fire, the house is set on fire from the inside, looking at Lut Ghislaine and seeing every single um, cloth moving, the flags going to the wind. You're looking at the sewers, and you're seeing the drops of water hitting the floor. I mean, how amazing did they make this game so far? Even the characters, you can see the wrinkles on their faces. So you're comparing it to what Diablo 2 used to look like, which obviously, given the technology and what we had, I get it, right? You're not really expecting the realistic look of how Diablo 2 used to be compared to what it is now, but look how they made it. You can actually see the wrinkle on their skin, right? The shining armor that they currently have, all the details and all the effort they put into it. Another point is the cross platform. So, what that means essentially is that you can be playing your Diablo 2 Resurrected on your PC, playing with a friend, and you can just stop it, pause it, and pick it up where you left off on your Xbox if you want. Or you can pick it up on your Nintendo Switch and play it on the go. And you actually continue where you left off on the PC or on the Xbox, right? It's really cross-platform. You don't have to start a new game. You're continuing with the exact same characters. That's unbelievable. I cannot believe more companies have not been doing this, right? It almost feels like we've been cheated all these years. Why don't companies do this on a regular basis? Right? This should be a given. I find I'm paying X amount of money for a game. I would love to be able to have a cross-platform game, and D2R is doing this. I love it. I personally love it. It makes sense from a gamer's point of view. It makes sense from a company point of view, because something tells me you still have to buy every single one of these games, and you're still gonna have to dish out $40 or $50, whatever it's gonna be, to buy it on each system. So it makes sense to have a cross-platform, I believe. One point here that I find was not really advertised as much, at least in my case, I believe, for D2R is bringing your own army. And what I mean by that is, so in the new Diablo game, you can actually play multiplayer with up to 8 of your friends. And as you can see on the screen here, they're included into the mercenaries. So you can actually be playing with your friends. You can be a character. They could be playing with you. Whereas, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong here, it's been a while. I don't really recall this being an option on Diablo 2. So D2R right now is offering you multiplayer. You can play up to 8 players, like I said, and they're playing the same game with you. They're fighting alongside with you against the primevals, right? Very nice idea what they've done there. I'm actually curious to see how it's gonna play out when it comes to cross-platform and bringing the multiplayer aspect in there. Very curious to see that, but very great idea as well. And if all that wasn't enough, well, by purchasing the D2R, you're actually getting the original Diablo 2 and the expansion pack. So you're getting everything into one game while allowing you all those extra amazing benefits, cross-platform, and pretty much everything I mentioned up to now on this video. So very excited about this game. Just a quick video, just kind of review some of the things that maybe were not that obvious, that they didn't maybe introduce or really go into a lot of details when presenting the Diablo 2 Resurrected game. And some of the things like being able to play your saved games from the original D2 that they didn't even know about until very recently. I love this game. Very big fan of Diablo. Yes, there are other games that are equally as good, and I will definitely go through it in an upcoming video. But for now, this is some of the news that we have to work with when it comes to D2R. And guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this. Like I said before, throw me a like if you liked it. Subscribe for additional content. And until next time, peace.